Zips Football with Terry Bowden and host Joe Dunn is brought to you by Summa Health. It's your health. Let's own it together. Bud Light, the world's famous light beer. Doubletree by Hilton Akron Fairlawn, proud to be the host hotel of Zips Football. By your Akron, Canton, Bryant heating and cooling dealers. And the Spaghetti Warehouse, famous for its 15-layer lasagna.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to a brand new year of University of Akron football with head coach Terry Bowden. My name is Joe Dunn, and you're invited to join us every week at this time as we update you on what's happening with the 2018 University of Akron Zips. And let's bring head coach Terry Bowden in. Coach, I don't want to put any words in your mouth, but the last 3 years, you've been in 2 bowl games. You got an Eastern Division championship. What are the goals this year?
Well, I'm going to tell you, every time you do achieve something else, that you go higher up and you win more games, then the expectations get higher, and that's the way it is with our players. They really want to achieve great things. Now, we've won the division. We've beaten our conference rival 3 times in a row. We won 5 out of 6 home games. What's the one thing, and we've been to bowls, but the one thing we haven't done, we haven't won the conference championship. So the goals are pretty high this year. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be a great challenge, but our motto this year is finish the climb, and the climb only leads one place. That's to a conference championship.
We're going to talk about the offense, the defense, special teams. We're going to give you a scouting report on Nebraska. We play them Saturday over in Lincoln. But right now, Coach, before we do that, give us a little update. What did you think about the fall camp? Are you happy or not?
Yeah, I've been very happy with preseason. We've done a great job of utilizing the young people and moving them with the old. You know, we got 9 starters back on defense that are seniors, possibly 10 seniors. So the competition of young people on that side of the ball is not as much. But, man, on offense, you're seeing receivers that you've never seen before. You've seen offensive linemen that you've never seen before. So I've loved the competition. We've been relatively safe. Got a few people injured, as always happens. But we've been pretty safe getting through the preseason. But I'm really excited about the players. Are very excited. I see great leadership out of this team. You know we have a tough opening to our schedule, and it's going to be tough getting through, but if we can wade through that and get through that and maybe pull an upset or two, I see good things down the road.
When you start with the offense with any football team, Coach, you start with the quarterback, and you're pretty happy with your 2 deep there.
I really am. Cato Nelson, obviously #1 at the end of last season, but Alex Remart is pushing him as far as the competition there. Now, the difficulty, Robbie Kelly, our 3rd scholarship quarterback, has not fully recovered from his shoulder surgery after the season. He's progressing a little slower than we would like, and the rest of our players are walk-ons. But our top 2 are playing very well. Cato has had an outstanding preseason, and if he will play to his best, he can really do the things we need to run an exciting offense.
I talked to you a couple of weeks ago, Coach. It's no secret you want to run the football more this year. Tell us about those young running backs, and who are your top 2 or 3 right now?
Well, the top 2 everybody knows. Van Edwards has been around. He's a senior, 5th-year senior. Deltron Sands at one point was our starting running back last year. They're our top 2. But after that, you see a lot of new faces. You know, Keandre White is the 230-pound running back that was here for the spring because he graduated in December from high school. But also you've got Suggs, Jamarlin Suggs out of Akron East, who had a great preseason, is there fighting for a position, as well as a couple of freshmen, Floyd, obviously from Akron East, and then Abraham Alsey from Immokalee, Florida, is also. They've been injured a little bit, so we haven't seen as much of them. But I like our young running backs. We have 3 that are like 190. Then we got 3 of them that are 240, 230, and 215. So a nice mix of big and small back.
I know going into the season there were some question marks as far as wide receivers, but I think you've been pleasantly surprised with the quality of wide receivers you have right now.
Yeah, we do. We have a quality bunch of wide receivers, and I think there'll be question marks as to which one ends up being the star, which ones play the most. There's a lot of names that people won't recognize. They know Quad Smith has been around for a while. They'll know of him. Michael Traylor Bennett, who has been a wide receiver years ago, started against Penn State as a freshman, but moved to tight end, got hurt, missed last year. He's back, but you see new faces after that. And so Dre Williams played a little bit last year. He's one of the most exciting receivers we've got. Jonah Morris, transfer from Indiana, played locally at Hoban, as well as a lot of young people. Nate Stewart was a young freshman last year. These guys are all outstanding athletes, and I know I've missed a couple, but we have a lot of those guys that are playing right now.
Would you say the key to the offense right now, Coach, is how well your offensive line plays? You got 3 veterans back, a couple of junior college kids, some young kids that are playing well. That's a key for you.
It really is. I think anytime you need to run the football, and we've committed ourselves to running the football this year, and protecting the quarterback and pass, your line becomes critical. When we have 3 starters back, and that's a good thing, and Kyle Ritz has been the leader there, but Trevor Brown doing an outstanding job. Council may be our most talented, but we've got some young kids after that. We may have 3 true freshmen in the 2 deep roster, and they're really good players too. Local players playing very, very well. But we're going to go as far as our offensive line will take us, and so they're going to get tested early, because when you talk about Nebraska, you talk about Iowa State, you talk about Northwestern, all those teams, very, very good teams. They're going to get tested early with outstanding talent. So, but it should make us better as we get to our conference as well.
Exactly. That's the Zip offense. When we come back, we'll have a special feature. We're going to talk to Coach Bowden. Yet to come, we're going to talk about the defense, the special teams, and a scouting report on Nebraska right after this.
The University of Akron is more than a college or campus.
It's a connection to the community.
To the thousands of opportunities right here in Northeast Ohio.
And to the partnerships with employers and organizations.
Like the LeBron James Family Foundation, where we connect kids to life-changing possibilities.
It's the strength of UA, this city, and these connections.
It's where students make an impact on their community and in the world.
While still making an impact
In the classroom.
On the track.
In the boardroom.
and in my community.
That's what makes us the University of Akron.
Roman was born with a hole in his heart. But thanks to the experts at Summa, who found the problem and fixed it quickly, he's feeling 26 again. Not 76. Minimally invasive heart procedures, many performed in under 2 hours. Summa Health, vital for getting back in the game and more.
Welcome back to University of Akron football with head coach Terry Bowden. Last week we mic'd up Coach Bowden, took him out to practice. It's going to be fun to see what he saw. Let's watch that right now.
Had a little mess up there. Show us that you know what you're doing out there. Show us that you know your assignments every day. We're better and better at that. All right, let's go have a great practice. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go! Feel nice! Sugar and spice! No, and it's cool and beautiful. It is. I was telling him coming out, it was like 105. It was like 105 in Orlando yesterday. That's good snap. That's good snap. Good firm snap right to the chest, upper belly. Right to the upper belly. God dang. That doesn't sound. Did you order that? It's like a spy plane. That was awful. That was awful low, I thought. That's close to a sack now. You got to keep him off the quarterback.
Get in. Get in.
There you go. 100% of the day. There you go. Good job, man. Good job, man. Good day, good day, good day. Good day, good day, good day.
You're automatic, though, Larry.
Automatic. Who is the award in memory of? Or I mean, what's who?
Peter Mortel.
Who did he hold for?
Minnesota.
Vikings or the team? University. Okay, University. Did he have a tragic death or something? Did he have a? Did something happen to him where they honor him? Just a good holder.
He just thought that it would be a cool thing to start up.
It's good. It is a good thing. That's a good thing. It's for the television. You got to be perfect. Tail gunner. Bring him. Hut. 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 All right. Sometimes in front of the big screen, you got to do some things in front of the big screen.
Tell you what, Coach, you were showing some quicks right there.
Well, that's the quickness. They call those quick cows. They're not calisthenics, they're quickness drills. But, you know, when we start practice, it's very important. I tell the players, get other things out of your head. Start to listen to a voice command, the command of your coach for the next hour and a half. You're going to have to pay attention to a voice command from your segment coach. And so that's called quick calisthenics. It's been around forever. But all I'm wanting them to do is to start listening to the coach and block everything else out they've had going on that day and get ready for practice.
Well, that was fun watching Coach Bowden at practice. We're going to have a special feature for you every week. Right now, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk zip defense, so don't go away.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes H-Jacks Plumbing and Heating. Find them at hjacks.com.
Sir Jeremy, you are a true friend of the crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. Madam Susan, you are an even truer friend of the crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. What is that?
This is a spiced honey mead wine that I have really been into lately.
Please follow Sir Brad. He's going to give you a private tour of the Pit of Misery.
I'm sorry, what?
Pit of Misery. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
As we have said many times, all football experts agree, offense, you sell some tickets. Defense, you win championships. Coach, I know you're excited about your defense this year.
We really are. We've got a lot of players back on defense, a lot of veterans, a lot of very talented people. You know, linebacking core, defensive secondary is deep, and some exciting players up front. Mostly names you've heard before, names that you're familiar with, but we've got a couple of new people that are getting some reps that I think have a chance to be pretty exciting, including a young man named Walter Brady, who just transferred in about a week before we started preseason.
You know you're pretty good at defensive end when you can move Brian Ranke, who was an outstanding player. You move him to offense. That's got to say a lot about your four deep on defensive end.
Yeah, we really are excited about the people we have and the number of people we have there on defense playing there. We take Brian Ranke from Copley High School, was the starter last year.
Yeah.
He's 6'5", 255 pounds. He was a receiver in high school as well as playing defense, and so we were able to move him over because of the number of good people. Josh Ward's had a great spring at defensive end behind the starters. Jamal Davis is the one starter. Justin Sampson out of St. Vincent St. Mary's playing great. Then I mentioned Walter Brady, who was a freshman all-conference, all-freshman team at the University of Missouri in the SEC as a freshman, played last year at Middle Tennessee State, but he's in as a graduate student. He's in at 265-pound defensive end. So you got a good bunch, a nucleus of players there that you can rotate a couple of starting units in there.
Now, Brady's going to be defensive end. Can you move him inside? Is he big enough to play inside for you or not?
You know, we didn't mention we lost the young Brimage, DeAndre Brimage, for the year, a freshman who was going to be a backup. But that allows you, and you move Brian Ranke over to offense. But Brady, who's 265, you can play him inside or outside. So we'll do a little bit of that both. We have speed rush. Jamal Davis may be the most exciting lineman. Justin Sampson's had a phenomenal spring. The best spring of all has been Josh Ward, who was a backup. He's got a lot of motor, a lot of energy, a lot of plays well there too. So now you've got a lot of people that can move around, and I think Brady gives you a bigger defensive end in a 4-3 look, gives you a bigger defensive end, and gives you a lot of that look too. But you know, then inside, of course, you've got Brock Boxon, who's been around forever, and Brennan Williams from Firestone High School. These guys are 295, 300 pounds that have played a lot of football, and that gives you. And then Devon Jest was a backup before, who's also back, and he plays like a first-teamer. So really a good depth, good energy, good athleticism there. I don't think it's always going to matter which one is lining up, who has the hot hand, and they each give each other a rest so you can play at a high level of speed on defense.
As good as your front four are, Coach, you got to be excited about the linebackers led by Ulysses Gilbert. You've moved him from inside to outside to take advantage of his speed and quickness. Yeah,
I mean, Ulysses Gilbert, when the pro scouts come in, they come in about every practice. They come in to watch our players. They all want to know about Ulysses Gilbert because he'll run in the 4.4 range on a 40-yard dash. He's probably 15 pounds bigger than Jatavis Brown was at 230 pounds. He can run, and he can track down people and make a lot of big plays. Brian Bell, the big outside linebacker, is a senior too. We moved him inside the middle linebacker. He's 235 pounds and really is an aggressive type player. DeMarcus Lloyd, who was going to be a starter last year but hurt his shoulder, ended up taking a red shirt last year and is at the outside position. John Lako, who played a lot of football last year, he can play all three of those positions. Bubba Arslanian from Aurora High School is just he's a small player. I mean, when I say small, 5'9" as opposed to 6'2", but he carries a big punch, and he's done an outstanding job now as a redshirt freshman there as well.
You talked about the secondary. You got a veteran group back there. Alvin Davis, one of the top players in the Mid-American Conference. Kyron Brown, really a great cover. I think you're happy back there.
I really am. We've got probably 3 safeties that all can start, 3 corners that can all start. At safety, Alvin Davis is outstanding at there. Jordan George, who started for a lot of games, and then Featherstone, Sean Featherstone is an outstanding safety. Those 3. Then you go to cornerback, you got Kyron Brown, who's maybe our best leader and best athlete, Darren Daly, and Denzel Butler. All 3 of those corners. They can play nickel, they can play dime, they can play safety, they can play corner. And so it's about 6 guys to play those 4 positions, 3 at corner, 3 at safety, and they can also take a linebacker out when we play nickel and dime. And so we're really excited about that, their ability to play. Otis Mounds, who is handling up coordinating our pass defense, doing a great job working with that secondary.
Final question about the defense, Coach. Boy, that 2015 defense was super. How do you compare this group to that group that won the Potato Bowl?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep from getting people to make too many comparisons because we have different type of players. I mean, Jatavis Brown, I mean, Ulysses Gilbert will always be compared to Jatavis, but they're a little bit different. Gilbert's actually bigger and faster. Jatavis is a little more physical, but they're different people, but very, very talented in there. But we've got a team right now that has much more experience. I think the most exciting thing about our defense, not only the good talent, but you were talking about 9 or 10 seniors who could be starting. Now, that's not good for 2019. I didn't say that was the truth. But for 2018 to have that much game experience and veterans out there, it always means a little bit more to a senior. I like the fact that they've been around together a long time and they understand what our system and what our program's all about. And I really like that, and that's probably one of the most important things I see. Because like we said at the very opening of the show, offense can put fannies in the stadium, but defense wins championships.
And a lot of excitement about that Akron defense. They're going to be fun to watch. Hopefully the special teams will be fun to watch. We're going to go back and talk about that right after this timeout.
The University of Akron is more than a college or campus.
It's a connection to the community.
To the thousands of opportunities right here in Northeast Ohio.
And to the partnerships with employers and organizations.
Like the LeBron James Family Foundation, where we connect kids to life-changing possibilities.
It's the strength of UA, this city, and these connections.
It's where students make an impact on their community and in the world.
While still making an impact
in the classroom,
on the track,
in the boardroom,
and in my community.
That's what makes us the University of Akron.
Roman was born with a hole in his heart. But thanks to the experts at Summa who found the problem and fixed it quickly, he's feeling 26 again. Not 76. Minimally invasive heart procedures, many performed in under 2 hours. Summa Health, vital for getting back in the game and more.
Welcome back to University of Akron football with head coach Terry Bowden. The Zips open up the season Saturday over in Lincoln, Nebraska against the Cornhuskers. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But coach, new special teams coach. You lost a great coach in Chuck Amato. A few changes in the coaching staff.
Yeah, and it's probably healthy to have some changes. And you're in the Mid-American Conference where coaches have a chance to move up in their profession. You're going to lose good coaches. And we had Chuck Amato retired after an illustrious career as a head coach at NC State and with my father. But when he left, we brought in a Joe Tracy to take the linebacker position over, but also as our co-defensive coordinator. Now, Todd Stroud, who coached defensive line and was Chuck Amato's right-hand man for 20 years. In fact, Chuck coached Todd when he played for my father. He takes over as the coordinator, but Joe Tracy, who's had a great career being a coordinator, is our co-coordinator, so he brings in some fresh ideas. We took Mike Woodford off the defense, made him special teams coordinator alone. So he handles all the special teams by itself. Great responsibility, but a great job for him. Then, of course, we've also brought in Marcus Watley out of St. Vincent St. Mary to coach the defensive end position. And with the new 10th coach, we've got Corey Gribben, the offensive coach, to coach tight end. So we've got a few new faces. I think defensively we're going to see a few new wrinkles, I think. And sometimes when you're in a conference 7 years, and this is how long we've now been here, 7 years in our conference, it's nice to get a few new people to add some new ideas to do things a little differently.
Let's talk special teams. Assistant coach Mike Woodford takes over special teams. Coach, let's talk about punter and kickers. You don't notice those guys until they make a mistake, unfortunately.
Yeah, the thing about it is if you have great special teams or great special teams coaching, that's protection and coverage.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a great player at punter and a great player at kicker, you look a lot better. Now, we've got veterans coming back. Nick Gasser is an outstanding punter. He got better and better, probably the most accurate punter that I've ever been around with as far as coffin corner kicks or put it out where he wants to put it. He's back. Tom O'Leary's back as a place kicker. Hopefully he'll have a year like he had the year before. But Jerry Friesian is pressing him for that position. So we got two guys at kicker, at field goal kicker. Cam Lyons is the new long snapper. That'll be one that has to replace Buddenberg, which was a very good snapper. But most of our kicker and our punter are back, and that gives you experience in big games like we open up with. You want a guy that's caught the ball before or been in a big crowd before. So we've got some good people there kicking and punting the ball.
You've got one of the best holders in the country, and Kyle Foster.
Kyle, really, yes, I was kidding because I don't know how they evaluate holders. I guess if your kicker makes all his kicks, it probably took a good hold. But he is an outstanding holder. He's done a great job, and he came in as a punter. When he got beat out at the punting position, he quickly took over the holder position. Has done a great job for us there.
There's a new rule on kickoffs. If you're a college football fan, you probably already know it. If you don't, Coach, explain what can happen on kickoffs this year.
I mean, very simply, if they kick the ball off to you and it's inside the 25-yard line, if you just fair catch it, you get the ball in the 25. It doesn't have to go in the end zone. Doesn't have to roll in the end zone. If you can catch the ball, you must fair catch it, you get the ball to the 25. Well, I'll take that every time. If I can start on the 25 every time, even when you have a good return man, there's always a chance for a penalty, a problem coming up, a fumble, a turnover. So they're trying to eliminate injuries. What they're, I think, going to get a lot of fair catches. Ball moved out the 25, start on the 25. Now, does that mean if you have a great return fella that you're not going to return it? Or if you're down by a couple of touchdowns and your offense isn't doing well and you're looking for a big play, you're probably going to return it. So I think all of America is looking to see how this new rule affects and how teams are going to be playing this rule if they're just going to catch everyone, fair catch every kickoff, and go to the 25.
Final question on special teams. A.J. Coney did a great job returning kicks for you. Who are the guys that are going to bring the punts and kickoffs back?
Well, I think Dre Williams, who's our best-handed receiver, coming back is going to handle punts. I think kickoff returns, Van Edwards, Nate Stewart, some of our receivers and running backs there. But like I said, there's a thought process there of kick returners or kickoff returners just being able to be good hands people because they're going to catch it and fair catch it almost all the time now. And so we're looking at that. We have JoJo Natson kind of spoiled us at punt return 2 years ago. And so hopefully Dre Williams can give us a little of that explosiveness at punting return.
Don't go away. We have one more segment left. We'll talk about the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We'll tee it up with them at Lincoln on Saturday night, so don't go away. We're back right after this.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
Let me show you how this works.
it takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes H-Jacks Plumbing and Heating. Find them at hjacks.com.
Sir Jeremy, you are a true friend of the crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. Madam Susan, you are an even truer friend of the crown. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. What is that?
This is a spiced honey mead wine that I have really been into lately.
Please follow Sir Brad. He's going to give you a private tour of the pit of misery.
I'm sorry, what?
Pit of misery. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
You talk about a rough non-conference schedule. Wow, the Zips have Nebraska, Northwestern, Iowa State, all on the road. It all begins at 8 o'clock Saturday night out in Lincoln, Nebraska. Coach, a lot of excitement out in Lincoln.
Kicks off the season in a very exciting way. They'll be excited in Lincoln to know they've got Scott Frost is the new head football coach. Now, for y'all that aren't as old as we are, 20 years ago, 1997, Scott Frost was the quarterback at Nebraska that led them to their last national championship. Last year at Central Florida, he went undefeated, remained undefeated, beating Auburn in the bowl game.
They claimed the national championship.
They claimed the national championship like we did my first year at Auburn. We were undefeated. We were on probation. Somebody gave it to us, so we claimed national champions, just like Central Florida did. But he's the guy that they want to lead their program. It will be sold out. I think it's been sold out for 40 straight years at Nebraska. One of those all-time records. There'll be 80,000 people at the stadium. It'll be a national televised game. It will be a watch. Probably more people will watch this Akron game than any other Akron game ever played because of the fact that there's so much interest in Scott Frost coming back. They had a tough year last year, but they replaced their coach. They will want to make a good showing that day, but our players are very excited. They lost in Northern Illinois last year. It's one of the reasons that coach got fired. But hopefully he won't be able to have 4 years of recruiting, only 1 year of recruiting that he can bring in. So we're excited about playing. It's the right venue for us to open the season.
Did you go back and look at those Central Florida tapes to see what you might see on offense and defense?
Yeah, I mean, they took their entire staff, offensively and defensively, and what else do you have to go by?
Sure.
He won't run what the last coach ran. I don't know that he would want to run what he ran 20 years ago because Tom Osborne ran mostly the option. So I think you're pretty much going to see, if you win every single game and you're coming to a new place with a lot of confidence, you're probably going to be confident in the exact same thing you ran at that place. So mostly I would think they're going to stick with what they do well.
As a former athlete, there's no better feeling to go into a venue like Nebraska with everybody against you and win that football game.
Well, it's a great atmosphere. We almost beat Michigan a few years back going into a venue like that. And our guys will be excited. They all are. And we do this every year. We open up with a pretty big opponent every year. And so it'll be an exciting time for us. And the key is to go out there and play football. Go out there and play football. Don't get caught up in the limelight or in the bright lights and all that. Go out there and play football. And be loose, because I think anytime you're a Mid-America Conference going into a Power 5 home field, you ought to be loose because you're going in there with not as much to lose, maybe in other people's eyes, and just the right night, you go out there and play your best, and you come away from there with a victory.
Final question, Coach. You have a few seconds left. How do you feel about this football team and this football season right now?
I tell you, I really love this team. It's probably the most mature team I've ever coached, the most enjoyable as far as character, the quality of the young men we have on this team. It's taken us a few years to get our players here, but I really like this quality of this group of guys. Schedule very tough.
Oh, yeah.
Can't have injuries at key positions. That's always the unknown factors. But if we can come out here, get through the first half of the season without the injuries, I really see this team as being a team that can compete for the Mid-American Conference Championship.
Coach, it's going to be fun talking football with you every week. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, Joe.
For head coach Terry Bowden, I'm Joe Dunn. The reminder, every week at the same time, join us for University of Akron football with head coach Terry Bowden. And always remember, go Zips.
Zips Football with Terry Bowden and host Joe Dunn is brought to you by Summa Health. It's your health. Let's own it together. Bud Light, the world's famous light beer. Doubletree by Hilton Akron Fairlawn, proud to be the host hotel of Zips Football. By your Akron, Canton, Bryant Heating and Cooling dealers. And the Spaghetti Warehouse, famous for its 15-layer lasagna.